Hi, my name is Theresa Nance. I'm here with my colleague and longtime friend, Lee Spinelli. We happen to be chatting between ourselves, talking about the recent vice presidential debate, and we decided that we wanted you in on our conversation. How about it? How about if I wink?
And I'll wear my glasses.
And you wear your glasses.
And there you go.
All right, so we're talking about Sarah Palin and Joe Biden, who recently debated each other, or at least answered questions that were posed by
Gwen Ifill.
And it seemed to be a hit for Sarah. She was the expectation level was low, and so she rose to the occasion.
She surpassed it.
She surpassed it.
She really did.
Who won?
Well, I have here who won the debate, and according to the Drudge Report, Biden took 28% and Sarah took 70%, with 2% neither won. But according to Zogby, the winner was Biden, and the Republicans only took 44%, while Joe Biden took 48%. It was really when you looked at the debate, it was like watching the Super Bowl. What team you were rooting for, because they really both rose to the occasion.
That's a good analogy.
And if you were on Sarah's side, like you said, her expectation level was low.
On purpose. I think they did that so that if she did not fare well, they would have said, well, we told you so, blah, 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 blah.
But she did come through.
However, I have a problem. I must concede that I have a problem. When one agrees to participate in such debates, it would seem to me that all that everything should be on the table. What I mean is, let me translate that. Gwen Ifill posed several questions to Palin, and Palin said outright, "I will not." Let me paraphrase that. She said, "I am not going to answer those questions." I was livid. I was absolutely livid, because Biden, whether you like him or not, whether you're going to vote for him or not, is really not the issue. He answered everything that was posed.
Well, he operated according to the rules. She bent the rules a little to suit her purpose. It didn't offend me.
And winked.
Well, yeah, 3 times. We all know how she winked 3 times and gave Tina Fey more
fodder. More fodder for Saturday Night Live.
For Saturday Night Live. And Sarah said on the stump that she wants to keep Tina Fey working.
I know. But it really kind of demeaned the evening. But okay, fine.
I think she was fighting the battle of Charlie Gibson and Katie Couric. But I thought a lot about this, and one of the categories that I wanted to talk about was style, substance, and performance. And how did Biden come across, and how did Sarah come across?
I was very concerned, because Biden can, be a little loose with his rhetoric, and I thought perhaps he was going to say something outrageous.
Yeah.
He has said a number of things that I consider to be outrageous, including taking his own campaign, or the campaign handlers, to task about an ad that was run regarding McCain. Everybody knows you always make your boss look good.
Yeah.
And so I took issue with that.
I think sometimes, as I was watching Joe Biden, that he was like campaigning for himself, and then every so often he'd throw in, well, Barack and I, and so he said a lot of things that I had heard him say before about himself and the Democratic ticket, and then he would remember that he was there. Barack Obama is on the top of the ticket,
exactly,
honey.
right.
You're not.
Exactly right.
And at times he was a little stiff. He came across. He was so intent on not pulling any gaffes.
And not pulling any gaffes, and not saying anything that would make him look like a bully.
to the woman.
To the woman.
You know, I don't know if I'm comfortable with that this is like the traditional thing, like there are things you can't do. I mean, are we as women going backwards that he couldn't?
Well, here's my position. You're either in the game or you're not.
Yeah.
And if you're in the game, you have to take exactly what the opposite sex takes. Otherwise, you make things bad. I cannot think of her name, but she's a former congresswoman. God knows, I wish I knew her name. She had decided not to run for the office of the presidency, and she began to cry.
Oh dear. That was Pat.
Schroeder. No.
Pat Schroeder.
Pat Schroeder.
That's who it was. I just came across it as I was researching.
And a number
she cried.
And a number of feminists said, "My goodness, she set us back 50 years."
Well, that's how I'm thinking. That Joe Biden. I mean, whether you like him or not, whether you're for the ticket or not, doesn't matter. We're talking now, trying to break some of those traditions that seem, as a woman, ridiculous.
Name some. Name a few.
Well,
or name one.
He kept looking at Gwen Ifill and talking to her, and never once looked at the camera. It was as if he was walking 2 feet in one shoe, and
I think it was uptight because he didn't want to make a mistake.
Well, who was the male candidate that walked up to Hillary?
Rick Lazio.
I mean, he lost the whole election.
On that one gesture.
On that one thing. And he literally was humiliated out of politics.
Yes.
He really was. And he was a good guy, too. A conservative. But anyway, I had to get that.
We like conservatives, of course. We like everybody. We just want the right person to win because America is hurting. I happen to think it's Barack Obama.
And I'm going to keep you guessing as to who I. But he's a short guy with a lot of white hair.
Palin has become Palin the pit bull.
Yeah.
For real, as the kids used to say. And I don't know if winning at any cost is the way to go. Because
I have a feeling that that's how she thinks.
Yeah, but I have a feeling that's how the campaign itself thinks. And since right now, as we record this, John McCain is behind.
Yes.
I mean, the numbers don't look good right now. We know things have a way in politics of changing overnight.
I'll tell you, from yesterday to today, all of the work, the research that you get hooked on this stuff when you're researching.
You're a political junkie.
I really am, and the numbers have been fluctuating, so they're different as we went on the air. So the other thing is
she ready for prime time?
I think so.
Because she's governor of Alaska?
I think that yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I think that is part of her resume,
right.
Part of her background. I think that she's been in the game long enough, and whether you're a mayor of a small town or a large one, a large city like Newark or which Cory Booker's doing a great job.
Right, yes, he is. Large urban centers.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. I think that you do encounter almost the same problem.
Here's my
same administrative challenges.
Okay, but except on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you're saying that the places that she has, the position she has held, those places are a microcosm of America itself. I don't know. Maybe that's true. Maybe it isn't. My question is, I used to work for a social service agency, and we had young people from the urban centers who had many academic deficiencies, and one counselor was very She loved, but she loved in a way. She loved in a destructive way, and she would. And some of those kids should have been in a job where they use their hands. Doing manual labor. God knows there's nothing to be ashamed of.
No,
it's
especially not
work.
today. That service businesses are the
They're making
king.
money. They're making money.
Yes,
and this one young man, I even as I reflect on his involvement in that program, it was so pathetic because he could not do the work, and I'm saying all that to say, and it appeared that she was preparing him for a fall. I'm saying all that, and I guess I'm raising a rhetorical question. Is the McCain campaign preparing Sarah Palin for a fall? Because at the end of the day, when you accept these positions, and oftentimes, in the past at least, before Cheney got in, the vice presidency was a ceremonial position at best.
But he's expanded it.
But he certainly has expanded it. And I'm saying those kinds of positions also make someone, or the person has to be able to think on his or her feet.
I think Sarah has that.
Without a script.
I think Sarah has that gift. I really, really do. I think her mistake with Katie Couric, if you look back, is that she was not angry, but she really...
She who?
Sarah.
Okay, go ahead.
Palin was angry she didn't show it, but she didn't like the manner in which Katie Couric was interviewing her.
But here again, I say, at the risk of being redundant, when you're in the game, all of this goes with the territory. You have to put up sometimes with the obnoxious behavior of the person who's interviewing you. That's the way it is.
Listen, A, she made a mistake. B, she knows it. And C, you got to be able to make mistakes.
Okay, fine.
She's on this level 5 weeks.
Okay, but the point is, she did well the night she debated Biden because she was scripted. You know it. And he was too, I'm sure.
Well, I just realized from watching her development that these people, Barack and
Biden?
McCain, they're rehearsing and going through the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
So
they're doing a dry run, as it were.
Right. And you know what? That's what we do when in our minds, we rehearse in our own way.
But then there are those times. When a leader of the free world has to, or his surrogate, has to hold press conferences where reporters throw questions at you like bullets coming at you from World War II.
I've seen Barack Obama when he was in that position freeze up or hem and haw.
That's true. He has, and he's good.
And he's better on a script, and of course he's one of the best speakers and orators that I've seen
he's
in my lifetime.
So
I'm not taking anything away from him, but he has made his mistakes as far as thinking on his feet. But you look at him today or yesterday or tomorrow, I mean, he's gotten a whole lot better.
So you're saying...
I'm saying Sarah's going to rise to the occasion.
Okay. All right.
I think she's a natural. I think she's exhibiting strengths that we don't often see in women. In the beginning of Hillary's campaign, we didn't see what we saw at the end of her campaign because she was in the hands of her handlers.
And we didn't see what we saw at the beginning because, quite frankly, I think Hillary thought it was a foregone conclusion.
Oh, yeah.
But then when she was, as we say in the church community, when she was baptized by fire, then she became like she was a phoenix, who rose from the ashes.
She really did. And you suddenly heard her voice. And I look at her now and I say, she's a lot happier.
Oh, yes.
And you and I have
yes.
said hundreds of times, doesn't the Lord move in strange ways?
Absolutely.
So
it's like a burden has been lifted from her.
Absolutely. She now can stand up and
she can say whatever.
Whatever. And that's what I think Sarah has. I keep calling her Sarah, Governor Palin. That's what I think she has coming into this. And that's as a result of her experience having had to fight for the governorship of Alaska. That didn't come by her easily.
Okay, I'll give her that.
Okay,
no,
good. I'm glad. Yeah,
and
I think that we're gonna.
And she had an 80% approval rating. I can't take that from her either.
That's right.
I mean, that's something that she can
and
be
she
proud of.
dug right in. Doing away with the bridge to nowhere, fighting for the pipeline.
There is a bit of controversy about that. Okay,
well, I'm not using, but the main thing is she developed the funding for the pipeline. It's $40 billion or 40.
People will be getting money back,
and she has not stopped fighting for that. For the energy
right.
to be lifted from the Anwar
and by the way, when the subject was energy, she was quite good.
And that's one of the.
In fact, she was better than Biden that night.
Yeah, well, that is her greatest strength.
Yes,
is the energy that does get lost when you're up on that level, vice president, because you have to be conversant with a lot of things. For example, if that was taking place tonight, although they didn't go into the energy, I don't remember. Did they discuss the energy?
Yes.
Or that wasn't a major thing with the vice presidential discussion, so a debate. So, and she has to be vocal on that as well.
Well, what? At the end of the day, somebody's going to make history come November 4th. It will either be Barack Obama or Sarah Palin. History will be made. We all know that,
yes.
Right? Just in case McCain does not win, I would say, and I'm sure you would agree, that Sarah Palin has a role in the GOP that really will push her to great heights.
That's the reason that Barack Obama is where he is right now, because I don't know whether it was 4 years ago when he gave that stunning speech.
Yes.
He became like, who is this guy?
Right, and that's exactly what they were saying verbatim. Who is he? He came out of nowhere.
Absolutely, absolutely. Makes a great first impression.
Yes.
So the way he was introduced at that time, I think no matter who wins, Sarah is here to stay.
Right, she is.
She's going to go back to Alaska. It's like Bobby Jindal.
Yes.
Who knew who he was, and he was considered for vice president, but he wanted to stay in New Orleans and Louisiana.
So women looking at Sarah Palin, young girls looking at Sarah Palin, and young girls and women looking at Hillary Clinton. I think we've come a long way, baby.
Absolutely. I mean, we're just not going back.
No.
We're here, and we're here to stay. I think she even inspired me to look into the possibilities of being at the university level, so I can, talk more to in women's and gender studies, which of course, is my thing.
Well, it is your thing, and that's, I think, the role of all of us, male and female alike, that we do something in our lives that makes an impact, if only on one person, so that we can be that inspiration or that catalyst whereby someone else decides, hey, because of so-and-so, I can do thus and so.
That's exactly right.
And life is really worth living.
If 2008 has not taught us anything, it's that we are comfortable with who we are. I think that's better than ever. We're seeing changes around us, and we want to make a difference in someone's life.
We want to make a difference, and now we as women don't really have to take a back seat anymore to any. We didn't before, but I'm saying to an even greater degree, because Hillary Clinton and Sarah Palin have mowed the way, so to speak, for us.
And they've set the bar for all of us.
And they've set the bar. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, as Edward R. Murrow used to say, goodbye and good luck.